Hey guys, happy Monday. Happy Pi Day. 314 today. Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic day. I see we've already got a bunch of people in the chat. We've got Ken here, Beginners Tech, Glitch, Zach, Peter's here. Apologize if I missed any others. Scotty is here. Gang's all here. Cheers, guys. Welcome back to another Tech Live Monday night. I am your host, Eric, where we go through all things tech and silly, fun stuff for the week. I've got a lot of content packed in for tonight. Hopefully we can get through it all. Hopefully the audio and the video. Thank you, Glitch. Says we're coming through 5x5. Appreciate that, sir. Awesome stuff. I think we're going to be in good shape. I was able to... what I did is YouTube changed the servers a little bit again this week. I see they've restricted the chat to within 3 hours of the video going live or the stream going live, which is fine and that's cool. But it made me wonder what else they've done, and I was able to gauge the lag real quickly at the beginning of the cast, and it looks like we're only about maybe like 8-10 seconds behind what I'm broadcasting to what you guys are getting. So that's actually really good for YouTube. So we look like we are going to be in good shape tonight. I think it's going to be good. We'll give it a go. As usual, viewer comments throughout, guys. Just throw them in the chat. My apologies if I miss them. It does go by pretty quickly sometimes, and it's hard to kind of scan it. So I do miss some. Apologies. We'll do some tech news tonight, bunch of stuff from the tech world, you name it, everything goes here. Some stuff on 3D printing, a viewer challenge this week, bunch of stuff from the community, hackers, makers, inventors, you name it. This is where I share out YouTube channels that I find interesting on YouTube and their videos in the last few weeks. Bunch of stuff from the shop, upcoming sneak peek. We'll do, I should rename this tonight. It's not really a tech tip, but it is a tip of the week. All right, let's see. Glitch says the lag deal is good. I agree. I'm pretty excited. I think YouTube's finally doing a little bit of work on the servers and a little bit on the API. We'll see. I did complain about some things, the way they order the live stream on the channel. It's kind of annoying. It goes by date you created it, so every video I publish thereafter will dump in above it, and it's kind of messy the way they do it, but they're getting there. Tasty tidbit, guys. Here's a little hack for you. So a lot of things go by YouTube comments. It's one of the metrics for being measured by external services like Social Blade and Social Blue Book. The comments on live streams are still actually counted as comments inside the analytics. So a little hack. If you do live streams, they do bump up the numbers a little bit. It's a silly little behind the scenes on YouTube stuff. So tech news this week, ton of it. All kinds of stuff going on. South by Southwest this weekend. Big, huge monster show going on in Texas. If you're not familiar with it, you can find it on every social media platform right now. A lot of news panels, a lot of video creating and tech. It's kind of a neat thing. It's a interesting show. I'd love to get there one of these days, but no doubt one of the big winners this year is Samsung. They are the biggest in the news by far, in my opinion. The publicity they're getting from South by Southwest is just crazy, and one of the things that really came about as a big deal just last night or today was the Entrim 4D headphones add movement to VR by tricking your inner ear. VR is such a huge thing now. We know it's going to be big. It's interesting to see where it's going. This I didn't expect. I don't understand how they're doing it. They said they're doing it with electrical stimulation, but they're tricking people's inner ear into feeling motion. Interesting stuff. This, if it works, if it is what they say it is, could really take VR and augmented reality to like next level up. Interesting stuff. We'll see. You can check this out on Mashable and a few other sites. Just Google for the Entrim 4D, and it'll be fresh news just today. It was just released. Crazy. Hackaday Prize 2016 has officially launched. They debuted this at South by Southwest. And the official announcements went out today. You can find this on the Hackaday.io, Hackaday website, Hackaday blog, you name it. The prize this year is an interesting format. They have a bunch of different gate processes to it this year. They did last year, but it wasn't formal. You got little prizes and stuff throughout. Well, now I think they have like 5 gates or so that I think are $1,000 prize to each, as well as all of them and top 100 go in for the 2016 Hackaday prize. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. The themes are varied this year. It seems quite loose. So definitely you should enter. If you are a hacker, a maker, an inventor out there with projects, you should just get them in and tag them for the Hackaday prize. As of today, or earlier when I checked, there was already 44 projects already submitted. So there's definitely a few already in the running. Hackaday was awesome. I got a few little early bird prizes and stuff last year, which really helped. I got Osh Park board certificate, so I was able to make some of the boards for my projects, which was totally cool. They were awesome. Not to mention, I did end up getting 4th place in the overall, but we'll see. I'm definitely going to submit a project this year, no doubt. Spaceflight today. So the Proto-M rocket launched off today with the ExoMars mission. We are back on our way to Mars again. This is a orbiter, the ExoMars Trace Gas Orbiter, to basically going to do some looking for the signs of life again. Totally cool. New sensors, new everything on board. I think this thing will be there in about 7 months, and we'll be back to Mars with a new spacecraft. Totally neat. Congratulations to ESA for getting that off the ground safely and off on its way to Mars. Pretty cool. Neat. Beginner's Tech, he's got to run. Cheers, Beginner's Tech. Arthur is here. Hey, Arthur, good to see you. This has been in the news a lot, but it's getting kind of serious now. Temperature records shattered by record margins so far in 2016. I can vouch for this. It has been one heck of a mild winter and mild spring here, but it's extremely unsettled. We've had some crazy weather. We got like 18 inches of snow in one day. And then we're back up the other day. We were up to about 16 degrees Celsius. And that was within 3 days of having 2 feet of snow. Crazy stuff. So climatologists are reporting that things are basically nutty. Heart on a chip. This I thought was really cool and worth sharing. You can find this on CBC News, as well as a bunch of other media outlets pick this up. This is going on at a local university in Toronto. Basically, they have added heart cells on this really neat layout on a chip, and it actually beats and blood flows through it and allows them to do drug testing and various other experiments. The day may come where we're not going to see animal testing at all anymore, because we can synthesize. They've already done, I think, liver. It was definitely, I'm pretty sure it was kidney, maybe liver cells, and now heart. And now they can test drug effects and different exposure effects and you name it on these cells on his nifty little microchip looking board, like Star Trek style. Really neat. I thought it was really cool in the area of biology advancement. This stuff doesn't get enough publicity, in my opinion. Totally cool. What else? Drone racing. This is huge this week. If you didn't see this already or didn't hear about it, the World Cup, the World Drone Prix took place in Dubai last week, and Dubai comes first for all of this stuff. They are truly cutting edge, and they want, if it's new and wonderful, they want it in Dubai, which is totally cool. Well, the pot was $250,000, and it went to a British teenager. Really neat to see this become kind of mainstream. And the coverage of it all over YouTube. One of my favorite YouTube channels, BMS Web, Paul and Thomas had some amazing coverage of this track. And in Dubai fashion, the thing was insane. It looks like a roller coaster track, all lit up, and it's all set up for FPV racing. I'd shudder to think how much that thing cost to build the track alone. Well done, really cool. Neat to see this come out mainstream. I hope it does well and keeps going. I'm quite confident it will. It just it's a matter of getting all the details sorted out and who wants to host it and who's gonna fund them. I don't think funding will be a problem though for such things. Crazy stuff. I thought this was neat and worth sharing. This is on BBC News, so this is a major media outlet. Fans protest after Twitch account switch. So the details kind of don't matter that much here. It was a popular Twitch caster. There was a divorce between the caster and their spouse, and the outrage of how the channel was, who it belonged to, blah blah blah. The fact this made mainstream media is very interesting to me. That mainstream is now officially reporting on things like Twitch broadcasting because the people are talking about it and the people care that much about it. It's a big deal. Twitch, YouTube, the other live streaming services, they're serious contenders in my opinion, and I look forward to how things are going to move forward in the near future. Mainstream media, look out. If they're already having to report on things like Twitch, well, the attention has truly shifted. Streaming on demand and live streaming available now. The days of mainstream media, I swear they're numbered. It's what I believe. We'll see how it goes. Death. Glitch said it's going to be the death of mainstream media. Yeah, I totally agree. What else we got? Sad news today. I try not to share the bad stuff whenever I can. This one I think is worth sharing. So this is just this afternoon. 8 workers died in a Bangkok building, in a bank. And what it ended up being was the fire suppression system was triggered. And these people were actually asphyxiated by... they said it was actually pyrogen that they were using, the aerosol. It kind of matters not. At the end of the day, they had a fire suppression system that wasn't just plain water. And this, I think, is severely underreported and underestimated in the world. As you guys know, I have a pretty good history in confined space, hence my gas sensor for emergency workers. And I did mention on that project, the one thing that is missing is oxygen monitoring, because these things that are available out there are oxygen displacents, like inert gas or halon type systems. Halon was banned years ago, or this pyrogen. People are installing these systems, and in fact, I saw one available commercially. It was actually on Dragon's Den looking for funding, the Canadian Shark Tank. And it was these small gas bottles put in the ceiling and just a smoke detector, and it would dump this fire suppression gas. Well, that's always going to be an oxygen displacing agent, and people don't take this serious enough. I've seen them even marketed and talked about for 3D printers, and I think it's a great idea, but you have to understand, if you have these things and use them in your projects or in your home build or whatever, they are available out there, but the regulations aren't strict enough, or people don't understand what they're doing, and you can have situations like this. 8 people had to die to figure out that you shouldn't have this where there's people, or you need to make darn sure that it's not going to displace too much of the atmosphere. A strange topic for the show, I know, but you guys will see in the upcoming near future as we see more fire suppression systems and actually maker projects. I think this will become a concern, and people should keep it in mind. This one, wrong button. On the YouTube channel OpenWorks, you can find the videos on the Skywall, which is basically a man-portable bazooka type thing. It's a compressed gas powered drone catcher. It launches a bowler system, like a bowler net, and knocks drones out of the sky with netting. Really neat. This thing looks legit. They have quite the targeting system on it for leading the target, very similar to the Linux-based rifle scope that you might have seen on DEF CON and other places, the Hacker Talks. Really neat. I think this is a tech that We can laugh because it's a little funny that this is needed, but it is a legit product now, and there may someday, or already is, a legit use for it. So more power to them for jumping in and making something that looks like it could work in a way. I don't know what the range on it is, but it is quite the projectile system. Check out the video on OpenWorks, the YouTube channel, guys. And Ken said, sounds like a miscalculation on the air volume in the room. Yeah, I definitely would say that was the case, or a complete lack of understanding that they needed to know such things. TED, the YouTube channel. Most of you are probably familiar with the TED Talks. I was waiting for this one. I did post it in the G Plus community. This is Meet the Dazzling Flying Machines of the Future. So there was this speaker did a previous talk on TED whereby they covered a lot of these little mini drones and swarm functionality in the lab, where they're using camera-based monitoring. The cameras can watch the drone in three-dimensional space and control it. This was the next step. They're finally moving over, and outside the lab, no cameras. And it's pretty neat to see what they're up to. There's a bunch of different topics in this talk, and anyone who's into the current state of drone affairs, you'll find it interesting. It was an awesome talk. Well done. Pretty cool stuff. Flight Fest 2016. The boys over at Flight Test have finally announced the official date. I believe it's the first week of July in Ohio for Flight Fest 2016, one of the largest gatherings of RC pilots. Now, really cool. I love what Flight Test does, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to make an attempt to get down there. I don't think it's going to work out, but I am going to try. I know Andre will be down there, and yeah, check it out. Check out the video. Awesome stuff. The video coverage from last year is well worth watching. I've never seen so many planes in the air at once, ever. It was just crazy. Really, really neat. Okie dokie. Hobby King today or yesterday put out a video on this UB Tech Alpha 1S intelligent robot. So the long and the short of it is, it appears that Hobby King is looking to make a play into the maker space, into the robotics area, which I find very interesting and I'm a little excited about. The one thing I will say about this is the price. $475. It is a very cool little robot. It looks like an advanced little robot, but the price point, I think it's going to be a little prohibitive to get people in. So I wish them the best of luck, though. It's neat to see them. Hobby King sells a lot of RC related components, radio control, drone, FPV, all the good stuff. I bought quite a bit in the past from them, too much. So it'd be interesting to see where this goes. I thought it worthy of mentioning. This is yeah, I like seeing companies branch out into the maker type electronics, hobby, robotics, you name it. It's very interesting. The more the merrier, right? And Glitch said the Hobby King shipping prices are still ridiculous. Yeah, that's one of the major drawbacks of Hobby King. The shipping is it's expensive. Okie dokie. What do we got? Community support time, guys. Remember, if you can, which I know you can, click that thumbs up down below if you like this video. Remember, if you're new here, click that subscribe button. Share these out whenever you can. It really, really helps the channel. You can go down to the Patreon link below if you're interested in supporting directly. You'll see the Patreon supporters right there. Scrolling across the screen. Some perks to being a Patreon supporter, but it is definitely not required. What do we got? Jay's here. Hey, Jay. A little bit of community announcements this week. I put out a Twitter post yesterday because what I ended up doing I was looking for feedback on the new YouTube channel art, and I did get some. Thank you guys, thank you Glitch and everyone who weighed in. What I did is I just went to Fiverr.com. I needed a new channel art. I really didn't like what I had before, and to be honest, I kind of didn't like this one either. But the feedback has been positive, and everyone I've had look at it says, yeah, it's a keeper. So I don't know anything about artistic type stuff, so it's a keeper. We'll see how it works. Let me know what you guys think in the chat of the new channel art. I'd love to hear your feedback. Hopefully it's a little bit more representative of the channel, a little simpler, less busy. Hopefully. I did do some new playlists on the channel. You'll notice on the main page the playlist structure has changed, and what I did is for new subscribers to hopefully give them a little bit of an idea what they can find here, one of my videos, who I am and why I make videos. This was a Periscope live broadcast last year, as well as I handpicked some of my favorite videos that I've made. So if you guys are interested, check that out on the YouTube main page. Web updates. Oh, I had no luck this weekend. So, long story short, I've been working on some pretty big things for the channel for a while now, and I'm sorry I still have to be a little secretive. I can't talk about what I'm working on until it's ready for release. In the process, though, I decided I'm working on another web page. Hey, I might as well update the ones that I have. There was plugins screaming for update forever. Well, it completely destroyed the store website, as well as significant troubles with the blog site. I got the blog site straightened out in about 4 hours. The store site, I'm still sorting it out. I got it sorted out mainly early this morning before working hours, like 3 a.m. this morning. And then I've been trying to rebuild some of the functionality since. I wish I was tempted just to go back to the settings I had, but there was a pretty critical security thing. Anyway, the store is back up and functional. I have to delist a bunch of products, and it's not the website's fault. Amazon actually hiked the pricing on a bunch to the point where I wouldn't support them anymore. So hopefully later tonight I will get through the store, and I think I forget how many products I've got on there, but I know I need to delist at least a couple of dozen that I've seen like $68 for 5 servos. I'm like, what the heck? That product's got to go. So whoever it was, maybe some of the stuff like the FPV monitor that I featured for so long at like $21, and a bunch of you guys bought them. It is now up to 68, so I think we caused a little traffic to that particular product, and they maybe realized the error of their pricing. So I will find better deals and just delist those products. So the whole point. I don't host those products, guys. They're not mine. I don't ship them. It's all done through Amazon, and but I do handpick them at products that I've either purchased or would buy. So we'll give her a go. And TrueTech said eBay works. Yeah, eBay, I don't get a chunk of anything though, but I did put out a video on that. All the funds from the store go right back into this channel, as well as the web hosting. So if you buy anything through the affiliate, there's affiliate links below or directly on the store, I do get a small percentage. It does support the channel directly, but I try not to plug it too often. Viewer challenge this week. I always want to know what you guys are making. Send it to me on any of the social, Snapchat, or in the G Plus community down below. I love seeing what you guys are making. We're a little behind, I'll admit. This is, some of these items are from here on are possibly up to 2 weeks old because we've had the live guests the last couple of weeks, so I'm just sort of playing catch up. So some of these you might have seen some time ago, but I haven't shared them on the show yet. Harry shared with us his little tiny Mars rover project. I think it was a kit he got, really neat looking. I have to go check out and see if he finished that. Educates.tv, Nick shared with us this robot that's using the living brain of a small worm, and I've seen a little bit of this with I think it was rat brains in the past, but really neat, crazy meld of science and biology. Neat stuff. Marco shared with us his benchmark test of the Arduino versus the ESP8266. Pretty neat stuff. Thank you, Marco. Jim Connor. I don't think Jim's with us tonight. He's been going crazy. You can find him on his Jim Connor channel, easy to find. He's been going crazy with the 3D printing and designing these real solutions for real problems. These enclosures. This one was for his isolation transformer, which is a big item to 3D print an enclosure. Well, he did it, and the level of quality he's doing is just incredible. Thank you, Jim, for sharing that. Love it. Beginners Tech, who is here with us, shared a while back shared his rockets. A quick look at the rockets he's built and flies. Really neat. I do have a couple of model rockets in the basement. Maybe I'll get some out and do a video this year. But thank you for sharing that. Harry shared with us his DIY Lego camera dolly. You can find his channel linked in the G Plus community below this post. I thought this was really funny because I actually have in my little notebook, I can show you if I had to prove it, way back like 3 months ago when I got my last four-wheel drive robot chassis, I made a note that this might make a really interesting camera slider to park my DSLR on and do pan shots on it. Well, that's exactly what Harry ended up doing, and apparently we're sharing one brain lately because he took this Lego setup and did exactly that, and it looked fantastic. Well done. Cool little project. Definitely something I wanted to try. Glitch shared with us his FPV of his folding quadcopter. Really neat. Thank you, Glitch. It looked like a smooth flight. And Andre's been sharing up a storm in the G Plus community. You can find his YouTube channel as well. Linked from his post. He's been working on the blunt nose Versa as well as the FT, the flight test mini arrow, which is a open source design. You can download the plans, make it out of foam board. I think this one might even be just 2 sheets. And he took it for a flight on a 3S 1300. 50C capacity discharge battery, which is a pretty punchy little battery, and he said it was great, really neat, totally cool little FPV platform. So thanks for sharing that, Andre. Clovis Fritzen shared with us last week his Arduino project, his vertical, what does he call this? Well, I can skip this because I found the post on Hackaday that he linked to, and Hackaday had already featured it, and they called it a Silduino. Basically, the Admega 328, an Arduino board, but set up on a vertical header, which is actually a very interesting design. I had never seen this done, and in the comments on the Hackaday site, you can find others that do link to some posts where this had already been done before. I had never seen it, so I was really happy to see this shared. This might be interesting for certain projects, so cool. Thanks for sharing that with us, and as usual, don't pay attention to some of the comments on the Hackaday site. I don't know what's with the commenters on that site, but they're just brutal. It's Troll Central over there nowadays. They need to moderate that a little better. It's a shame that people would anyway. We'll leave it at that. Awesome project. Thank you for sharing it. Okie dokie. What else we got? Where are we at? TrueTech found an Android tablet for $7 on eBay. Awesome. I actually have a junk Android tablet. They gave them away as Christmas gifts at my day job company a few years ago, and to be honest, it's hardly even it's worth $7, but it's definitely not the one I got. It's not worth 10. It's resistive screen on it and slow as heck. So, but I hope yours works, and I'm planning on using mine for a project regardless, even if it just works as like a static display. In your case, like $7, how far wrong can you go? And Glitch head is hovering with less than 2 inches of horizontal movement, about 4 feet off the ground. Awesome stuff. David's here. Hey, David. Good to see you. Working stuff. Awesome stuff. All right, let's carry on. From the community, guys, this is Everything Goes. This is the videos I run across. Like I mentioned earlier, some of these are a little on the older side because I didn't get to share them the last couple of weeks. I'll catch up on the newer stuff next week. But I didn't want to skip over them. Hey, funny timing for David coming in. David Watts, who you can see in the chat right now. You can hover over his name, check out his channel. He posted getting started with the Autodesk 123D Catch 3D printing from the real world. Love these videos. Love that people are making this stuff more. Well, in this case, this program makes it so that people can actually generate a 3D model quite easily now. Really, really neat. Thanks, David. Tested did a video and review on the Raspberry Pi Zero. A little late to the game on this, but better late than never. Really neat to see the Pi Zero. It doesn't particularly interest me, I'll be honest. If I had an embedded project, I think I'd go with it. But if you're using them like you would a normal Pi, like with a monitor and input devices, they're just too much of a headache dealing with one USB port and stuff. So I'm going to stick with the Raspberry Pis. I did get a Pi 3 on order. A little sidebar here. I was able to order the Pi 3 from Adafruit on Sunday. They got stock. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. Anyway, it is on its way. UPS shipping, so I should have it probably in the next day or two. Should be cool. I'm going to give it a go, and first order of business will be to find out how hot does it run. A lot of people are all up in arms over the temperature that these things run at, and even Lady Ada did a little video on how hot it runs at, but everyone's using these infrared backpacks for their phones. Now, admittedly, the one is made by FLIR, but they are not terribly accurate at all. You won't see a thermographer going out and checking a house with one. If you do, well, you shouldn't be doing business with them. The resolution is quite low and the accuracy is quite low. I do have a FLIR i7 myself, which is definitely not a high-end camera, but is extremely accurate and was calibrated not that long ago. And due to the self-calibration in the camera, they don't drift. So I'm going to give it a go and test the temperatures myself. That's my little rant on that. And David's it's spooky. Ronan X4 said, looking to stream VLC to the LCD in my living room. Best options for mini PC. I'd say the Pi would be a very good option for such things, for sure. For around $30, you can't go. Actually, now you can get the Pi 2 Model B, really cheap at some places. Someone sent me a link and I forgot to save it, but I think they were like $12 they were selling them for, clear out, because the Pi 3 came along. But yeah, anyway, check it out. Lots of options for that. I'm sure some people in the chat have some ideas too. TechCrunch, a channel that I've been watching for a long time. They do a really good job on a lot of videos. 2-minute portable NES emulator. I thought this worthy of sharing. This is not using a Pi as a retro Pi or an arcade system. This is strictly on your PC, setting up a Nintendo emulator in like no time. Really simple. I thought it was pretty cool because who doesn't want a Nintendo emulation station on their computer? Can't fail. Always fun. Ronan asks, Pi 3 handle HT? Oh yeah, it sure can. Pi 2 can handle HT just fine too. They sure can. Yeah, the guys in the chat will give you the full specs on what the resolutions they can run at, but the Pi 3 should be able to handle 4K video, I would think. And what else we got? Door status monitor using the ESP8266 from Rui Santos. Rui he does videos periodically, really good stuff, and he actually has a book on Amazon the Beagle Bone Black for Dummies, I believe, and like the real legit published version. He was one of the authors on that. Cool stuff. Check out Rui's channel for some basic ESP8266. This is a cool video. I enjoyed it. I love the ESP8266. Can't fail with that little thing. I just need a better form factor of it. And YouTube just made it easier to hide people's identities. I thought this worthy of sharing as a little tech tip because lots of people here make YouTube videos. You can find this on Newsy Tech or any of the YouTube tutorials that have added it. In the video editor, you can now do motion tracking blurring to either blur out faces or license plates or whatever, which is actually a really handy little function in today's day and age. You don't want to infringe on anybody's privacy or anything like that. So blurring out faces is it's a socially responsible thing to do. Pretty cool that they've made that either. And Glitch said the Pi Gen 1 Model B with a 900, 512 RAM, no HD decoder can handle 720. Absolutely it can. Yeah, it's those old Pis with 512, not so crazy powerful, but they sure work. And Glitch said the Pi 3 can handle 1080 at least 30 frames with quad core. Yeah, I would. It did get an H.264 encoder, absolutely, or decoder, I should say. I think it'll be interesting to see as the support for the quad core actually becomes better, how much that little Pi 3 is going to be capable of. It's pretty early yet. It'll be interesting to see, but definitely full HD video will be no problem for it. And I think that other than they may have had some video driver problems right off the hop, I think it was part of the kernel and part of, I can't remember whether it was the video drivers or not, that was released on the day of the Pi 3 release. So it is new and it's going to take some time till they get the bugs out of it. I'm willing to accept that risk and play around with one. We'll see. X Spartacus asks, have you heard of the Hendo hoverboard? I saw the South by Southwest link to it today. Just I don't know why I didn't click on it, but I saw that name, the Hendo hoverboard. It was a really small picture, and it almost looked like quadcopter motors or something on it, but it was too small for me to see, and I didn't read up on it. So yes, I've heard of it. No, I have no clue what it's about yet. I'm sure I will if it's eventually, if it ends up being cool tech, hoverboard tech. It's big news lately. Ben Heck videos, not something I go out of my way to watch these days, but sometimes they're just great content. They really are. And if you're into soldering and want to nerd out and watch someone solder all day long, this video is for you. 25 minutes of Ben Heck scratch building an Atari 2600 all on a perf board. Really neat. Some cool little tips and tricks in there about soldering, just using your soldering gun to melt the insulation on this solid core and use it to just, without having to cut, you can just bridge over a solder joint. Really, really neat stuff. He did a great job on it. Pretty cool stuff. If you're into soldering and nerding out watching someone solder, that's the video for you. And that is on the Ben Heck Show channel. What else we got? Oh yeah, I wanted to show you guys this. This one really interests me. Again, Hobby King. Interesting to see where they're going with this stuff. A mini 8-in-1 machining kit. I don't remember the price on this. I do remember it was a little steep, and we'll see how the reviews come out on this. But this is a little mini mill, lathe, everything all in one little tiny unit. And for some of the robotics and electronics projects and the little things that we're building now, having a small milling machine and small lathe might be awfully handy. I know I would have been able to use it tons of times, and I'm definitely not going to buy anything full size. I've never seen a product like this before, this small and sold mainstream. Really, really neat. We'll see where it goes, but you can check it out on the Hobby King Live channel. And let me know if you guys know anyone who got one or find any good coverage. I'd be interested to see it. I think that would be a really handy tool. But we'll see how the quality is. Bruce Winter, a channel I just found, shared his house status page using the Chrome bit, basically home automation using a Chrome bit. Very cool. I think I shared one of his videos before on this topic. Educates.tv, awesome video on using the 8x8 RGB LED matrix. Pretty neat stuff. A lot of people using these LED matrix for video coverage, and I'm not sure what projects you would use it in personally. Not really my thing, but definitely neat to see. Really, really cool stuff. And Glitch wondered if it could do aluminum. Yeah, it was boasted for aluminum, so pretty neat idea. Peter thought it was only wood. I'm pretty sure the Hobby King Daily video shows it for aluminum. Pretty neat idea anyway. We'll see. We'll see if it can do it or not. Sam Shepard, a channel I shared a couple of times lately. He took off like a rocket now. He's got quite the YouTube following after his kind of Reddit explosion. And this video, you got to check it out. This engineered mini flying wing. Sam is in school, and he is now taking the best of both worlds. He can clearly make RC planes from scratch. Really neat. He understands the principles of flight. He understands how to make one fly, and he can make the ugliest beat up things just fun to fly. Well, he's taken it the next level. He has the tools at his disposal to do modeling, advanced modeling on computer, wind tunnel modeling and fluid dynamics modeling, and really cool stuff. So he got involved in a class, and I won't go into the details of how he got there, but at the end of the day, the job was to build this aircraft, and as a contest, and of course he whomped everyone else in the course, all the other designs, and this thing flew ridiculously a long time. Pretty cool stuff. I'm not sure whether I shared this before or not, but you got to check it out, guys. Jay's 2 cents sponsored video for the Kano computer kit, which is basically a Raspberry Pi with a custom firmware, all set up, plug and play for kids to get in. None of this crazy programming of the Pi that you have to do, like imaging, for the SD card and setting up drivers and stuff. It's real plug and play for kids to just get in and get playing with it. And it has this custom OS set up on it, which I think basically centers around a version of Scratch. Totally neat. Love seeing it. I always wondered, either I missed it or Raspberry Pi Foundation didn't do it. I'm not sure which, but I've never seen something that was really easy for kids to use these things. The initial setup of a Pi is not intuitive, and nobody off the street is going to know how to, without a history of electronics, no one's going to know how to do sudo apt-get update and those kind of command lines. So really neat. It was a cool video on the Jay's 2 cents channel. Check it out. And what else we got? Computing Forever, a channel I haven't shared here in a while, and that's my bad. Dave does an awesome job on a lot of videos. This one was the top 6 Windows 10 problems and solutions. I thought this was really cool for people, obviously people that are moving up to the Windows 10. I am not one of them, and I won't be anytime soon. I like my Windows 7 just fine, and I know Windows 10 doesn't get along with a lot of the hardware that I use as a maker and hacker, inventor. So it's cool to see him put this info out there so people know how to deal with these problems when they come up and what to expect. Cool stuff. Thanks, Dave. Awesome video. Make put out an article today on Make Zine. You can find this on the Make Magazine website. I haven't seen this before. That what they used was a Wii balance board. I didn't even know these existed, but in hindsight, it makes sense. The balance board being used, I'm guessing, for like dance games or aerobics games. Anyway, they're using this as a weight sensor for a beer cooler to tell how many beers have gone are in it and when one leaves, etc. I thought it really interesting. It's a Bluetooth board that, well, now Raspberry Pi 3 has Bluetooth natively. It might be really interesting. I've had a few projects where I needed to measure weight, and getting strain gauges and different scale setups wasn't easy. And apparently, you can check out the Wii Balance board that will work, and the Python code has been written, and the interface is there. It's been officially done, kind of like the Connect. It's all set. So pretty cool stuff. Neat project. Thought that was worth sharing. What else we got? Glitch said the super efficient plane is awesome. Imagine scaling it up and see what you could do. Absolutely. And Glitch problem. Windows 10 solution. Don't install it. Sounds like a plan to me. Sounds like a solid plan to me. And okie dokie. What else we got? All right, we're getting down to the end here, guys. From the shop this week, one video, I didn't get a second live stream out like I planned, but hopefully the video will make up for it. It was well received. I did a little video on how I buy some of my projects parts. Basically, an update to a previous video where I did with the same kind of content, but eBay has changed their dashboard, and I wanted to stress that we should be buying from suppliers like Adafruit more than what I did in the last video, if your budget permits. If your budget is tight, well, then by all means. Obviously, you got to look after yourself and your family first, and you can buy stuff dirt cheap on eBay. So that's how I do it. I shared exactly how I go through that process. Little sneak peek. The X250 quadcopter drone video is officially a go. I just have to finish editing it. I couldn't get it done last week, and I'll be honest that the reason why, what I wanted, as I mentioned on the last live show, I had a trouble with the remote control with the FPV screen. Actually has dead pixels on it, and I wanted to give Banggood, Banggood.com, the provider of this, a chance to respond before I put the video out. So it would be irresponsible if I didn't report on how we resolved this. Well, of course, in Banggood fashion, they immediately shipped a new one out. Not only just the FPV screen, they shipped the entire transmitter and FPV system, which I told them they didn't have to do, but they're doing it anyway. So I have little doubt that any purchaser would get the same treatment I did. I have zero doubt that they are really good with their product handling and dealing with problems. So that is coming. And I'm just going to go ahead and hopefully get the video up this week. I'm not going to wait for the new screen. I know it's coming. I know how they treated me now, and I can report on that we get dud parts. It happens. It's all in how the company handles it. And they had no questions asked, just sending a new one. And David said a lot of hate on Windows 10. He hasn't had any problems. Yeah, I haven't witnessed anyone personally that I know, like in real life, right close to me, dealing with it. So I haven't actually watched it occur, but I've just seen the specific issues with some driver issues and stuff. So it's like it's a new operating system. It's going to take them some time to get things sorted out. And I shouldn't hate on it, but I don't go out of my way to update when I have a stable, fast, good, responsive operating system. I see no reason to change that. Kind of like I shouldn't have updated my website stuff when it was just fine and stable. Anyway. What else we got? We're down to the end of it here. Tech tip of the week. So, as in the usual fashion, I'm going to deviate just a little bit here, guys. It's not so much on the tech side, but I wanted to share this. A lot of content creators here and people that are active on social media, and I'll share something. This is just what I try and do, and I've learned it from others before me. In this example here is just a screenshot of one of the many Twitter messages I get at mentioned on when someone likes one of my videos. And I know a lot of people, I turned this function off on my channel, on my account, but I appreciate those that have it on because it allows me to see when someone clicks a like on the video. And when I can, I try and respond to them directly. And a really cool way, if you're doing social media, if you have a YouTube channel or want to really get more personal with the followers, I send a video back when I can. It takes a couple of seconds on Twitter, and I just fire up the video app and I send back a 10-second thank you. Hey man, I see you. Thank you for this. I see these, and I really appreciate your support, kind of thing. And I often get really cool messages back from doing that, and I enjoy doing it. I'm not doing it for attention or anything, but I just it's my way of saying thanks as well as engaging with people. Well, I'll show you what happens. This isn't the first time this has happened, but I got this today back from Stieg, who is a channel viewer here. He sent a message back, and instead of responding with video or directly on Twitter, he sent me a YouTube video link to a nearly 10-minute long YouTube video just to me, and basically him saying thanks for saying thanks and telling me some of the projects he was up to, what he's building, some things he that he likes the channel, some things that he's up to personally, a lot of cool stuff, just a whole nother layer of interaction. And it all just starts, I guess the punchline here would be, it starts with just taking the time to acknowledge the people out there that pay attention to you. I consider a view on this channel or a thumbs up on this channel on any video incredibly powerful. Someone has taken the time out of their day to pay attention to something I have to say or that I've shared. I can't explain how important that is to me and how much I value that. So when I can, I try and throw a comment back to them via video or a custom message, and it always ends up, I get more out of it in the end than I can even say. It was totally neat. Thank you, Stieg, for sending me that video today. It really, really made me smile. It was awesome. I got to learn a little bit about you personally, and it was really cool. Thank you. Whenever you can, guys, engage with the people out there. That's why we do this. It's all about the community. It really is. So, and Glitch, I'm just going to catch up on the chat real quick, and we're going to call it a night here. Glitch said he used to have it on, but it ended up spamming my Twitter with it. Yeah, I had to turn mine off. Those of us that like to express that we like videos by clicking thumbs up, it does definitely spam the feed. Every video I watch, if I like it, anytime I like it, I always click a thumbs up, and I always try and comment whenever I can, when I have the time. And yeah, it does, that function does spam the Twitter feed, but I appreciate those people that leave it on because it lets me know who out there is clicking the thumbs up specifically. Otherwise, I can only see the basics in analytics. And like I mentioned, lets me engage with them directly. And David said that's a good idea, and Zach said that's just awesome. Actually, Zach, you were one of the ones who responded back to me too. I think I'm pretty sure I sent you a video response for that once upon a time. And just, I don't know, just makes things more personal, guys. Truly value you guys. You guys are awesome out there. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. Remember to share more whenever you can. Share your projects, pictures of stuff, ideas. You never know who in the world or who you may affect and how you might change the world. It truly is. We can't see where the end game will be and the sum of our actions that we do in life, but you can never fail by putting ideas out there, supporting other people. It's a pretty powerful thing, and I'm really lucky. This community, you guys, you're awesome. I can't say enough. I love you all. You guys are just fantastic and really, really, really make things worthwhile for me. Hopefully you have a great week. I love my time with you guys. The time has come to a close for tonight. I'll see if I can do a little stream video this week, but it's going to be a little tight for time, and we'll get back to you on Friday with a new video if I don't talk to you before. Have a fantastic week, guys. Cheers.